Alright, Lancer, so while the Movie Zero collaboration has been underway for the last week, and while it isn't ending anytime soon, we do have our final addition to this movie collaboration because Ghetto is going to be available tomorrow, and we're here to ask the question, is this character worth summoning for? I said it in my last video, but Ghetto stands out to me because he's the first summonable villain unit in this game, and he's going to be the only summonable villain unit until Toji comes out during the half anniversary. But it's worth noting when this banner does release tomorrow, we are going to get 10 tickets given to us, so we are able to do a multi on this banner, and you watching this video might end up getting Ghetto without even needing to use any summoning cubes. Now with Ghetto, we are also going to be getting 2 new SSR recollections, and as you'll see in the bottom left, because he is a Movie Zero character, likewise with the recollections, they may not be introduced in the future. Thus far on the Japanese version that's been out for an entire year, none of these characters have returned. So even though my opinion on this character in this video is that he's an okay-ish good character, you can probably go without him. Keep in mind, he is the limited character, he does have that limited aspect, and for that alone is a reason why I personally want to summon for him. But before we do talk about Ghetto, let's have a look at the 2 new SSR recollections that will come alongside him in this banner if you do decide to summon. So we have the strongest duo. In this case, it is going to be a curse technique increase, as it will be giving it a 39% increase, but 0 into taijutsu / physical technique. And I'd like to say it's going to be a pretty good one because in this case, at base level, it will be giving you a 60% damage increase to your curse technique for 2 turns. And I'd say that's pretty good. 60% for 2 turns is honestly not that bad. And if you do get a duplicate of it, or if you do want to use your free recollection duplicate item, at the start of the battle, it will increase his ultimate gauge charge rate by 20% for 3 turns. So you can potentially activate your ultimate a tad bit faster. Personally, I kind of like this recollection. I mean, obviously there are better ones out there, but 60% damage increase for 2 turns, upwards to 65%, and also potentially let you fill your ultimate a tad bit faster, doesn't seem too bad. For the most part, it seems like a worse version, the non-standard recollection, and in all honesty, that's not even that too bad. The other SSR recollection will be your late. It's another curse technique focused recollection, and in this case, upon using a command skill or ultimate, it will give you a 40% curse technique increase for 1 turn. At the same time, though, it will also recover your curse technique energy by 10. After you limit break it 3 times, it will go up by an extra 5%, so 45. And at limit break 1 at the start of the battle, and this seems to be a permanent buff, it will be increasing your curse technique damage by 15%. This one also doesn't seem too bad. I kind of like the idea of it. I mean, the 40% is relatively low, but the permanent 15% damage increase doesn't seem too bad. And if you are able to get it to limit break 3, at that point, you're getting a 60% damage increase, not the highest, the one we just spoke about is 60% for 2 turns, but depending on the character you are using on, maybe you do value that extra 10 cursed energy. I don't think it's that needed though, so I would say this is just an okay recollection, but maybe this will come in handy for the character we are about to talk about. Because Ghetto is a character that is all about doing curse technique damage with the fact that he wants a lot of cursed energy, and the future Ghetto that we will get, the hidden inventory arc Ghetto, is a very similar character. Now this Ghetto is a blue attacker, and that's something to keep in mind when it comes to blue characters. There's a lot of competition. There's only one competition, but that's Gojo. And in no situation will this Ghetto really ever outperform Gojo, so that's something to keep in mind. And one reason why you would likely not need this character, because Gojo basically does everything you ever need for blue characters. Now, one unique thing about Ghetto is that at the start of each turn, he will recover his own cursed energy by 20. So he's able to have a lot of cursed energy, and that's going to come in handy with the way this character's kit does work. His first skill is a melee physical attack to 1 enemy, and the higher the cursed energy that he does have, the higher the chance to hit a critical. Pretty decent first skill. His second skill, which is going to cost 25 curse energy, is a single target attack dealing curse technique damage, but it does have 2 conditions. If his curse energy is 30 or above, it will decrease the enemy's physical damage by 33% for 3 turns. And if it's higher than 40, it will increase the enemy's damage received from cursed attacks by 33% once more for 3 turns. So if you can potentially manage the amount of curse energy you have here, there is ways of dealing some decent damage from himself, but also stop them from dealing damage, or more so deal less damage, but also allow your team to do more damage, because 33% for 3 turns isn't bad. His third skill, which is going to cost 30 energy, is an AoE attack that's similar to his first skill, with a higher the curse energy, in this case, the higher the damage boost. So even though it's only 120% curse technique damage to all enemies, it can be higher depending on the amount of cursed energy that you do have. So you'll see here, this character is all about having a lot of cursed energy. Now with that in mind, his ultimate's also going to be an AoE attack. Multiplier isn't the highest, but again, keep in mind, the more cursed energy he has, the more damage it does do. However, once you do use your ultimate, it will reduce all your curse energy down to 0. So you kind of want to use it as like a last attack. One thing to keep in mind with Ghetto though is that every time he defeats an enemy, specifically him, he will also recover 10 more curse energy. So I kind of like the idea for this character. It's definitely different from what we have seen in the game thus far. For the most part, he does fulfill the role as a damage dealer in an attribute that maybe doesn't need it because again, Gojo does exist. But I like the whole idea that he, recovers a lot of curse energy naturally every turn by defeating enemies, and the more curse energy that he does have, the more debuffs he can do and the more damage that he can do. I like that his third and also ultimate is AoE attacks. That's always useful. And again, for me personally, Geto's a cool character. I like his ultimate, that being Uzumaki, and I will be pulling tomorrow, not going too deep because he's definitely not a must-have by any means, but given his limited status and the fact that he just looks like a lot of fun, I will be summoning. But in all honesty, you can very easily skip this banner without any fear, FOMO, of missing out on a really good unit. Of course, if you get him from your free multi, if you can get him in 1 to 2, maybe 3 summons, multis more so, that's going to be really good. But unless you're a massive Ghetto fan, I wouldn't recommend dropping like 40,000 cubes for him like many of you maybe did for Utah. Like I said earlier, the upcoming Ghetto that we will get during the half anniversary is a very similar character to this, better in a different attribute. He's also limited, but again, this Ghetto is a movie character, so he's yet to return, and it's for that limited aspect that I will be summoning. A pretty decent character, super limited though, and that really comes down to you whether you see the value in summoning for him or not. You can definitely easily skip it, but I wouldn't blame you for summoning because he does look kind of cool. Like I said though, for looking in tomorrow that we will get a free multi, so there might be some people out there that do get him for free, and I'm hoping that's me, hoping that's you watching the video. I hope we all get lucky. Good luck if you are summoning tomorrow, and let me know your summon plan in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video though. See you guys next time. Take care, and peace.